When a narcissist sees their ex looking happy, confident, and free, something inside them shatters. They won't admit it, but behind the cold stare and forced smile lies pure torment. What they once dismissed suddenly becomes valuable again. The image of you thriving without them feels like a personal attack on their ego. To a narcissist, you were never just a partner. You were proof of their worth. Seeing you glow after they left contradicts their entire illusion of control. It tells them they weren't the source of your happiness. And that truth burns deeper than any rejection they've ever faced. They'll try to play it cool, pretend they don't care, maybe even compliment your new look with a smirk. But behind that act, their thoughts are racing. How did you recover so fast? Who made you smile again? They can't stand that your healing didn't require their validation. In their mind, you were supposed to fall apart. You were supposed to regret losing them. They pictured you sad, lonely, and desperate. So when they see you glowing, laughing, evolving, they feel something close to panic, because now their story about being the best you'll ever have no longer works. The agony begins quietly. They start comparing themselves to you, your confidence, your energy, your peace. They replay memories, looking for moments when you seemed weak, trying to reassure themselves that they were superior. But every new glimpse of your strength proves that illusion wrong. They might stalk you online, analyzing every photo, every caption. They look for flaws, something to criticize, anything to ease the sting. But the more they look, the worse they feel. Because every post screams the one thing they can't stand to hear: you moved on. The narcissist's ego thrives on control. Seeing you look good means they've lost it. They no longer influence your emotions, your choices, or your sense of worth. That realization hits like punishment. It's not heartbreak, it's humiliation disguised as indifference. They'll convince themselves you're pretending, that your smile is fake, that your happiness is a show. It's easier for them to believe you're acting than to accept that you truly outgrew them. Their mind twists reality until it feels safer, even if it's built on lies. What they don't realize is that your glow isn't revenge, it's recovery. You didn't become better to hurt them. You became better to heal yourself. But to a narcissist, everything is about them. Even your peace becomes proof that they've lost power. Their agony deepens when others notice your transformation. Friends, co-workers, even strangers might say, "You look happier than ever." Every compliment you receive feels like a cut to their pride. It's not just that you look good, it's that you look free. The narcissist's world depends on being the center of attention. So when your light shines brighter without them, it exposes their darkness. They start to question, were they the problem all along? But their ego won't let them accept that answer. Instead, they rewrite the story. They'll tell people, "I made them who they are." It's their desperate attempt to stay part of your narrative. If they can't be loved by you, they'll settle for being remembered. They'd rather be the villain than be irrelevant. They might even reach out, a casual message, a nostalgic text, or a fake apology. Don't be fooled. It's not closure they're after. It's access. They want to test if they still matter, if they can still affect your emotions. Your silence is what hurts them most. The pain intensifies when they realize they can't get a reaction from you anymore. You've stopped explaining, stopped defending, stopped caring. That calm energy confuses them. To a narcissist, indifference feels like death. It's the end of their illusion of importance. They'll start comparing you to their new supply. At first, they'll boast about how happy they are now. But deep down, they're measuring every time the new person fails to make them feel as powerful as they did with you. The frustration grows. What truly drives them mad is seeing your glow come from self-love. They used to believe your happiness depended on them. Now, it's clear it never did. Your confidence without their approval reveals how little they actually mattered in your healing. They'll try to mirror your energy, dressing differently, pretending to be more grounded, even copying your habits. It's imitation born from envy. They want to steal the peace you found, but peace isn't something they can fake. It comes from honesty, and that's their missing piece. In quiet moments, they replay every argument, every insult, every time they made you feel small. For the first time, it doesn't feel powerful. It feels pathetic. That's the beginning of what they call narcissistic injury, when the illusion of superiority starts collapsing. You've become a symbol of everything they lost. Not just a relationship, but control, admiration, and emotional supply. Watching you thrive forces them to confront a truth they can't escape. You were never broken. They just made you doubt your own light. Their agony turns to obsession. They'll check your profile at night, ask mutual friends about you, or look for signs of weakness. But every update shows strength. You've become untouchable, and that burns deeper than any breakup could. The narcissist's punishment isn't your success, it's their awareness of it. They can't unsee the version of you that doesn't need them. That image haunts them, reminding them of everything they tried to destroy but failed to erase. They'll project anger to hide pain. They changed, they'll say bitterly. They're not the same person anymore. They're right, you're not. You evolved. But to them, change is betrayal, because it means you no longer exist inside their control. Sometimes, they'll flaunt their own happiness online. Exaggerated smiles, romantic posts, staged moments. It's a performance for your attention, hoping you'll notice. But you don't. And that silence echoes louder than any argument ever did. When they realize you're not coming back, despair turns into rage. They may gossip, lie, or attempt to smear your name, but even their words lose power. Because people see the truth. One is thriving, the other is bitter. The contrast exposes them effortlessly. Every narcissist believes they'll always be remembered fondly. Your glow proves otherwise. You moved on gracefully, without revenge or drama. That quiet dignity cuts deeper than any insult could, because it shows you won the battle they didn't know they were fighting. At night, when no one's watching, they feel it, that hollow ache. They scroll through old photos, remembering the power they once held. But power built on lies never lasts. You took back your energy, and now they're left chasing shadows of what used to be. They'll start questioning themselves, not from self-awareness, but panic. Why wasn't I enough? How did they recover so easily? These thoughts eat away at them. They can't accept that their manipulation no longer works on someone who's finally awake. Your peace exposes their chaos. Every calm breath you take, every confident step you make, mirrors their inner turmoil. They can't escape that reflection. The more stable you become, the more unstable they feel. It's poetic justice unfolding in silence. They might attempt one last grand gesture, an apology, a confession, or a plea to stay friends. But don't be fooled. Their goal isn't peace, it's re-entry. They're not sorry for what they did, they're sorry they lost control of how you see them. And when you say nothing, when you stay calm and detached, that's when the agony peaks. Because the narcissist realizes they have no power left, no influence, no access, no control, just memories of a person who slipped beyond their grasp. The narcissist begins to spiral. The image of you smiling, glowing, and unbothered replays in their mind like a haunting. They can't stop imagining what your life looks like now. The peace, the laughter, the freedom. Every detail reminds them that you no longer orbit their chaos. They start seeking validation elsewhere, trying to prove to themselves they still have it. But nothing works. No new admirer, no empty praise fills the gap you left. Because it wasn't attention they lost, it was control, and control is their version of love. Sometimes they'll pretend they've moved on. You might see them posting smiling selfies, showing off a new relationship. But look closely, it's desperation, not joy. Their eyes still search for proof that you're watching. If you're not, the show loses purpose. They'll tell mutual friends that they're so happy for you, but inside, resentment festers. The thought of you healing without their help feels unbearable. In their twisted logic, your success means their failure, and that realization stings deeper than heartbreak. You've become their unspoken obsession. They analyze your confidence, your calmness, your growth. How did the person they once belittled turn into someone untouchable? The answer terrifies them. You healed in the one way they never can, by facing yourself. Every moment you shine, their ego cracks a little more. You were never supposed to win. In their mind, they were the main character, and you were just a supporting role. Seeing you thrive flips the script. Suddenly, they're the forgotten extra in your story. They start feeling invisible. The world they built, one where they were adored and feared, begins collapsing. Because no matter how loud they shout, your silence is louder. It says you no longer matter. And to a narcissist, that silence feels like death. Their pride tells them not to care, but their mind won't stop looping.
What if they're happier now?
What if they finally found someone better? Those thoughts drive them mad. Because in their world, no one is allowed to surpass them, especially you. At night, they scroll through your pictures again, trying to find flaws that justify their bitterness. But all they see is someone glowing, calm, and complete. They whisper, they've changed, but deep down, they know the truth. You didn't change. You just healed. And healing is the one thing they can't fake. They can mimic charm, intelligence, even kindness, but not peace. Real peace requires honesty, and honesty is their greatest fear. That's why your glow feels like punishment. It reveals the truth they keep running from. When they see people admiring you, complimenting you, respecting you, it cuts deep. They remember how they tried to make you doubt your worth. Now that same worth is shining for everyone to see. The illusion they built, that you needed them, has disintegrated. They might reach a breaking point. Some lash out spreading rumors, or pretending to pity you. Others retreat in silence, hoping you'll notice their absence. Either way, it's still about control, a desperate attempt to remain part of your emotional world. But you've outgrown the game. You don't argue, you don't prove, you don't explain. You let their words echo into emptiness. That quiet indifference terrifies them, because it confirms the truth. You're no longer emotionally available for their chaos. Their agony becomes cyclical. Every time they think they've moved on, something reminds them of you. A scent, a song, a smile that doesn't compare. It's a loop they can't escape, because their ego won't let them forget the person who outgrew them. They realize too late that they didn't lose someone weak. They lost someone evolving. You were the mirror that showed them their emptiness, and instead of healing, they shattered the reflection. Now all they have left are fragments of what could have been. As time passes, your existence becomes a quiet reminder of everything they tried to destroy. Your joy, your peace, your growth, it's living proof that their control was never power, just illusion. And illusions always fade when truth shines through. You've become the story they can't rewrite. No smear campaign or self-pity post can change how it ended. Everyone sees the same truth. One person healed, the other repeated their cycle. The contrast speaks louder than their manipulation ever did. They may try to replace you, but every new connection feels empty. Because deep down, they know they'll never recreate the same dynamic, the same emotional supply they once drained from you. You were their source of validation, and now that source is gone forever. Meanwhile, your peace keeps growing. You no longer think of them with pain or anger, only clarity. You understand that their agony isn't your revenge, it's their reality. The punishment isn't what you did to them, it's what they did to themselves. So when the narcissist sees you looking good, smiling, and living freely, remember this: that moment isn't about vanity, it's victory. Your glow is the truth they can't unsee, the mirror they can't destroy. Because nothing tortures a narcissist more than watching the one who got away finally love themselves.